Here's a quick guide on how to plan living abroad. If you have any plans to become an expat and live abroad, and you actually don't know what you're gonna need to watch out for, here's the video for you. You will need to think about many things, and first of all, it's going to be what your purpose is. Say you have a country that you are interested in, that you want to commit to and try and start and live there. Why do you even want to go to that country? You could have different reasons. It could be meeting your family, meeting your partner there. It could be meeting your friends. It could also be because you want to learn the language that is spoken there. It might be a mix between all of those sort of things, but you actually need to know what is your priority, because you need to be clear with yourself before even committing. And if your purpose is not clear enough, you might run into a sort of existential crisis once you're there and asking yourself what you're doing there actually. So this is normal, but it could be prevented by first knowing exactly what you want. Next up will be time. Do you have enough time to do your project abroad? What about your life in your current country? Are you gonna miss things? Do you have anything that prevents you from traveling? And which solutions can you find? I'm thinking mostly about your partner, your family and friends. So for how long do you plan to stay abroad? You need to ask yourself questions like, how long am I gonna stay abroad? What if I change my mind there? Do I want to extend? Or do I need to come back earlier in case I change my mind? So you need to think about potential solutions to these questions in order to secure your trip. There is no typical answer that I can give you, because you need to think about what are your priorities, and also these are quite personal topics. Next up will be financial means. Usually living abroad is quite expensive and depends on the location, your abilities, your network, and also your lifestyle. Usually people will go with some of their savings / support from their family or parents or whatever, and try to find a job once they are there in order to remain stable. But an important financial question will be, how can you afford to stay there? So my best tips to be financially stable there is to either have accumulated enough savings to be able to support yourself while you're living there. And the worst case scenario is you will have to find a part-time job to be more comfortable financially. But it could be also quite hard to set up, especially if you stay for a long time. Otherwise, you could try and find a part-time / full-time job. It will be the safest option for you as long as you can manage to find one. Also, depending on the job that you're looking for, you can do some research after arriving, such as language tutor in a private school, babysitting, working in restaurants or bars. So if you speak the local tongue, then of course things will be even easier for you in order to meet locals, in order to apply to local job website and use your language skills at work. But if not, there are also ways for you to work things out, especially if you speak English natively. For example, I'm aware that Japan hires a lot of English natives for tutoring. It might be easier as well for you if you're looking for a multinational group or a company that would seek your type of profile and nationality, or any kind of language skills that you have. And then the practical questions, such as living there. Depending on your nationality, depending on how long you plan to stay there, you might need to think about visa options. Most of the expats, they will generally go through a work holiday pass, an internship pass, a work pass, or even a student pass. The most flexible one will be the work holiday pass. This option will grant you the most flexibility because you're able to stay there and do whatever you want. You can leave after 6 months to 1 year, depending on your nationality and the type of visa that they can grant you. You also need to think about accommodation. So what are the prices, the availability, and the preferred location you'd like to live in? And for language, how you're going to be able to move around the city using your language skills. Are you able to speak the native tongue or not? Is English sufficient in that said country? There's also transport that comes to mind. So in huge countries like the US or Australia, you will probably need a car if you need to move around, especially in different cities. But if you live in world capitals, you actually could just get around with just public transport. And I highly recommend you to go on Facebook and try to find groups of expats. There will be many people who have had the exact same situation as you, who are going to be able to help you and give you advice. But in the end, just remember that you will always learn something out of this experience. So thanks for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I'll try to answer them, and thank you.